can't get it back. Every time I pull up, they're like, who is that? I slide with the Glock when I'm busting the trap. We found the treasure, put gang on the map. Can't give you my number, I'll give you my snap. You beef with my brother, I can't give you that. Running this race is my third overlap. Why are these niggas only tough for the strap? I ain't got about weavers and hair like Rapunzel. I ball like LeBron, then you ball like Lonzo. Smoke straight paper, I ain't tryna smoke Fonto. Turn just sends me, I ain't tryna convo. I support the Glock, make me feel like Rondo. Dick in the mouth, think I'm touching the tonsils. Bro got the drum like bongos. Tryna build an empire just like the Mongols. Real life get hard, someone told me to pray. And kick you out, girl, I want you to stay. Every time we go out, you know I'ma pay. Only fell on one time and she kissed that away. Think about the day I buried my brother, that shit in my mind is stuck on replay. They asked me why did I do it, I sat back and relaxed and had nothing to say. Take something for bro.
Welcome back to the Oregon State Dynasty, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure to be back with you here for another episode. Apologies for the delays and the little inactivity there. I'm adjusting to college life once again. As you guys know, I often do here. I'm a junior at Syracuse University, if you didn't know. So settling back into college again. But we're back with another episode today, coming off a huge win in the national championship. It wasn't 38-10. It was 85-7, as you see in the bottom right there, over Charlotte/Connecticut, whichever way you want to go about calling that team, whatever it was. I mean, it says Connecticut, but the uniforms were, Charlotte and everything. Whatever, we're getting off track here. Took down Penn State in the college football playoff semifinal. 38-10 was the scoreline there. Taking a look at bowl season players of the week, just one for us, but it was Joe Evans. You see 6 tackles, 5 TFLs, and 3 sacks. An unreal performance from the redshirt senior. Our defense just absolutely dominated that entire game. Just 7 points allowed to Charlotte against the 85 that the offense scored. Excuse me right there. But an unreal performance. The defense was great. Evans was great. Jonathan Joseph as well was spectacular. Rewrote the record books, as did my quarterback, Lee McGee. Be sure to go check that game out if you guys haven't already. I'll tag it in the top right of the screen right now. Just taking a look at the final polls of the season here. Of course, we came in first. 42 first place votes in the media poll there, and first place in the BCS as well at a perfect 15-0. That's kind of what happens when you win the national championship, right? You're supposed to be the top team in the nation. Let's take a look at the Heisman watch, though. I guess the final Heisman rankings. John McConnell, my starting running back, comes in second place. Lee McGee comes in third. And it looks like, I don't forget what his first name was. The Tennessee running back there takes home the Heisman Trophy. I think it should have been McConnell. I mean, when you think about it, this dude barely played when it came to second halves because of the way we were blowing teams out all season long. But neither here nor there. He still won a lot of awards, and he's... he played a big role for our offense this year. Could be a high draft pick in the upcoming draft of this season. But let's take a look at All-Americans. Speaking of which, Micah McRae on there. You got Joe Evans, Jonathan Joseph, Brandon Ball, Joe Reynolds, a star-studded group there on the defensive side. Nice to see Micah McRae get it for the offensive line. Position that has been great for us. You see Dwayne Patton, Jaron Taylor, Vince Perry, Luke Engel as well. We're typically dotting up and down on these first-team All-American lists, and the second team as well, and that's no different this year. Let's take a look at the second team. There's McConnell, second-team All-American for running back, and came in second in the Heisman watch. I mean, it's no coincidence that the guy that was the first-team All-American at running back won the Heisman Trophy, right? So that's pretty spectacular. McConnell does get first-team All-Pac-12. That's easy. No other running back in the Pac-12 was as good as McConnell. If you're second best in the nation, you got to be first best in the Pac-12. That's true here. Aaron Wright, my starting left tackle, gets first team All-Conference honors. Amir Moore, my center. Micah McRae as well. All 3 get honors. Also, BJ Little, my right tackle, you see. So 4 of my offensive linemen, Joe Evans, Jonathan Joseph, Brandon Ball, they're all back on that list. Chris Davis gets on the list. You see a lot of carryovers from the All-Americans to the All-Conference players in the first team, but also a couple of newbies like Chris Davis and BJ Little. Dwayne Patton's there. Vince Watkins is there. Whole lot of names. Very familiar names by now, I'm sure. Lee McGee gets second-team All-Pac-12, which I don't really understand, but I mean, whatever. The guy played incredible football all season, high level. James Parker, Edgar Haas, my tight end, get on there. BJ Burnett is on the list, as is Ron Cotton. So a good amount of our starters are on the All-Conference list as well as the All-American list. So those are just things you love to see. And one that we did skip over was the freshman list for All-Americans. You see Mike Waters, my backup left tackle, gets on the list. Jesse Bailey's on the list, my corner, as well as Corey Johnson, a D-tackle. Keep an eye out for these guys and these names next season. Could be prominent roles for this team. We're going to be seeking our 6th straight national championship next season. And yes, I am coming back for next season, by the way, in case you were wondering. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're coming back for year, I think it's 7. Year 7 on YouTube, year 10 on the Dynasty at Oregon State, and then year 14, I believe, overall. I'll have to double check all those numbers. It might be 13 if you think about the dates. But anyways, let's take a look at some of the award finalists here. You see me going up and down. Jonathan Joseph on there for the Bednarik. No award winners just yet. We're going to get to him, though. Nagurski, there we got a winner. Jonathan Joseph takes home the Nagurski. Joe Evans comes in second. Brandon Ball in 9th place, so 3 representatives there. O'Brien, got McGee in 3rd. Nice to see, my quarterbacks are typically great. McGee was this year. But they're often not putting up the stats that would be good enough to warrant them O'Brien consideration and the best quarterback in college football consideration. So if I have a Heisman winner, it's typically my running back, though my only Heisman winner is a running back. It was Ryan Culver from a couple of seasons back. You guys can go check out old games and see him play if you want. But anyways, Lombardi, you got Joseph, Evans, and Ball here, 1, 2, and 3. Nobody for the Butkus. A little surprising. We had some good linebackers this year, so... The Thorpe, Dwayne Patton gets snubbed here to this Alabama defensive back. Little surprising. Patton had an unreal season, both as a defensive back, I should say, and a special teams contributor as a punt and kick returner. Only going to get better in the future. He could go to the draft this year. He's definitely eligible. Luke Engel, I believe, came in first for the Guy Award there for Best Punter in the Nation. Totally true, because that dude hits it 75 yards every time he connects with the football. With that said, everything that we've needed to do this week has been done, so let's go ahead and advance the week, and I'll catch you guys there. All right, here we are, postseason, coming off the national championship win once again. And again, I'll remind you, if you missed any of those college football playoff games, the semifinal or the national championship, be sure to go check them out. But anyways, we got some records to talk about here. If you watched the game, you already saw this. Lee McGee sets the new school record with 35 passing touchdowns on the season. Unreal. Jonathan Joseph also gets a school record for 16 sacks in the season. He actually surpassed one of my previous defensive ends. You see P. Hall there, Phil Hall, was unreal a couple seasons ago. Joseph breaks his record. That's how you know you've been at a school for so long, is when your own players are breaking your own players' records after a couple years of each other. It's really funny. It's really wild. But Joseph was really good for a long time. You're really going to miss him. He's definitely going off to the league next year. He is league bound for sure and should be a first-round pick, if not first overall. The guy is that good. But anyways, we got a head coaching upgrade here, and I'm going to go ahead and spend that on the little handprint there that gives us more energy in the fourth quarter. See, we're level 51. We've been at this for a while. And if you don't know, Dana Dimmel was the former coach. Well, I guess he technically is the coach at UTEP right now. We took him over last season, 2 years ago. Real time, I'm speaking about 2 years ago, to the 2019 UTEP head coach, and now we're all the way at Oregon State, and what are we, 2025, going on 2026 here, so yeah, point is, he's been there for a while. Anyways, let's take a look at some bowl game scores here. So as you know, we took down Connecticut/Charlotte, whatever you want to say, 85-7. Tennessee, Army, interesting, we played Army earlier in the year and beat them, so go check that game out. Florida State takes down Stanford. One of the Pac-12 reps there goes down by 3 to a ranked team. My alma mater, Syracuse, taking down Alabama by a touchdown. I see you guys. USC beats Baylor 45-28. Good USC team, but we beat them twice. So I'm not gonna say nothing. We did our talking on the field. Notre Dame took down Duke. You see it right there, 2-touchdown win. We played Notre Dame in the national championship a couple of years ago. They used to be really good, kind of falling off a little bit, but they're ranked. So Washington destroys Iowa State in the Holiday Bowl. A ranked Huskies team there gets the job done. Good look for the Pac-12. Cal, another good look for the Pac-12, upsets Fresno State, a ranked Fresno State team in a bowl game. San Diego State, a big loss there, and that's just about it for bowl games. So pretty good for the Pac-12, all things considered. Stanford, the only L, I believe, and of course we put on for the show. We put on for the conference with our championship, and we got the 2 players of the week here in conference. Jonathan Joseph with his 3 sacks and a forced fumble, and then, of course, Lee McGee, 542 yards passing, 10 total touchdowns. I mean, that's unreal. That's unreal. That might be a record in real life, honestly, not just in the video game here. But let's take a look at some end-of-the-season stats here. So Lee McGee was top 5 in passing, so pretty good for him. McConnell, top 6 in rushing. Great season. James Parker hits the 1,000-yard mark. We got the top 3 tacklers in the nation. Joseph Evans, top 3 in sacks. Joseph leading the nation. And Joe Reynolds, my linebacker, wouldn't have guessed him. 3 picks leads the team, but it's 108th in the nation. Obviously, that's not very good. That Hall guy had 10 picks. All right, maybe he should have won the Thorpe over Patton. I guess that's fair to say now that we've saw that number. Pretty unreal for that guy. Let's go take a look at some stats here, though, overall and then Pac-12 wise here. So we led the nation in total offense. Let's see how we did on passing yards. Came in 5th. Not bad, not bad. I like to be a balanced offense, so I feel like the air raid and the pass-heavy system's a win there. Pretty good in rushing. Top 15, that probably is. Like I said, balanced attack. Got to have both. Led the nation in points per game. Came in 5th in passing touchdowns. Up there, we had a lot of rushing touchdowns. We definitely deserve to lead the nation in rushing touchdowns. So, overall, great year for the offense. How about the defense? Led the nation in total yardage against, I guess you could say total defense there. Led the nation. Only 389 rush yards are allowed all season, guys. And that's in 15 games. Now, whether that be because of the sacks or whatever, that's still unreal. I doubt it would have been 1,000 if the numbers were not sack adjusted, because nobody could run the football on us. That's why the defense is so good. Let's take a look at a few more things, though. Red zone, we had the most red zone touchdowns. Not the best efficiency. Still, I'll take 90%, though. That's good enough for me, for sure. Probably a couple field goals we took in there, a couple turnover on downs. No big deal there. We won the national championship. You really can't complain too much if you're me sitting in the head coach chair, right? So looking good in terms of team stats on the year. Usually when a team is leading in most statistical categories, they will in fact win the national championship, and that is the case here. So with that said, we can go ahead and advance to the offseason, and we'll pick up right there. All right, let's do it. It's going to be a pretty lengthy process here. It might be rapid quick, actually. We don't have a ton to do, but you take a look here. We got 3 guys left on a recruiting board. That's a story for a couple minutes from now. We'll get into the recruiting, but take a look at some of the end of the year achievements. We won Coach of the Year. Of course, we won the national championship, getting a lot of XP for winning a lot of awards as well. You see a couple of school records on there, the team statistics. It all adds up, and that's probably a big reason why we made it up to level 51, right? So a lot of XP being racked up here. Long laundry list of all the things we accomplished this season. Too many to go over, really. But, a lot of the goals we set out to do, we achieved. And that's why we were on top in the end. So, all in all, great season. I'd argue it's one of the best. I feel like I say that every year. But anyways, coaching carousel, nothing much to be said right here. We're just going to take a look at what we've done so far at Oregon State. We are coming back for next season. Our contract is signed through 2026 there. So next season will be the hinge one. Will we re-sign? Will we go somewhere else? That's going to be decided in the future. We are coming back for 26 though. But you see what we've done at Oregon State thus far. We've had double-digit win seasons in every single season. You see the 5 consecutive national championships. We've won the Pac-12 championship in every year but one in 2018 there. 2 Rose Bowls. And, it's just been an upward trajectory. And, we reached the pinnacle last season with a 15-0 record. That's as high as you can go. So we'll see if we can replicate that next season. All right, moving right along. Here we are to players leaving. So we're going to find out which guys are graduating, which guys could potentially get drafted. Take a quick peek at coaching changes. First, though, make sure I didn't lose any of my coordinators because, that'll happen when you win the national championship. Your guys will get poached or if you have a good season. Let's take a look here. I don't want to go up and down every team, although I am intrigued to see what kind of movement we have in the Pac-12. So it appears as though we re-signed Kevin Sumlin, but we lost our defensive coordinator. Bob Diaco left for a new job. So Morgan Scally is our new defensive coordinator. I'm going to have to look up his resume and what he's done in the past. I'll bring you guys that information as we enter the preseason. I'll be sure to get that in for you next episode. So a new defensive coordinator, same offensive coordinator. Doesn't really matter because, we're Dana Demo. We call the plays. But, nice to have someone there just for a second, second opinion, if you will. Take a look at players leaving, though. Brandon Ball is out the door. Ron Cotton, Luke Engel. Man, these guys are cornerstones of this program. Micah McRae, I remember when he was starting as a sophomore. Jeremiah Bryant's gone. His career went by way too fast. Way too fast. And I'm a little, you see the guys down at the bottom aren't going to get drafted. I'm a little curious as to why Cotton's not getting drafted, why Engel's not getting drafted. It's the best punter in college football. McRae's not getting drafted. McRae, you might have a case for because he's really buns. But Brandon Hall, Lee McGee's not getting drafted. That's such BS. 99 overall. And I don't know what more he could have shown you this year. We got to move on. BJ Burnett, projected 5th round. Joe Evans, 5th round. Jaron Taylor, 4th. Matt Sparks, 4th. Vince Perry, 2nd. Chris Davis, 2nd round. How about that? Jonathan Joseph, there you go. 1st round, the lone 1st rounder on here. Dwayne Patton's 7. So we got a couple of juniors. Patton, Haas, Watkins, and McConnell. And I think I'm going to try to get them all to come back because think about it. McConnell is better than a 6th-round player. Watkins is better than a 6th-round player. Haas is better than a 7th-round player. And Patton's better than a 7th-round player. I know they want to go get money. I know they want to go get their paychecks. They're better than what the grades are. So, Patton, you're coming back. Guarantee that degree. Guarantees him to come back. We're going to do the same for Haas here. Look, he has all the skills to go to the NFL. He's like Kyle Pitts 2.0, and you see what he's doing with the Falcons already. He is higher than a 7th-round pick. He can get more money than that, so he's coming back. Vince Watkins, we need you back. Yes, sir. He's going to spearhead our linebacker room, and he's definitely much better than a 6th-round pick. McConnell is very good. 4th round is pretty fair, I guess. Not really. I mean, he's the 2nd-best running back in college football this year, so I don't know who you're drafting ahead of him. So now that I think about it, 4th round is not fair. Yes, we are wanting you back, sir. Next season, we're going to develop you even more. You're going to be a 1st-round pick by the time you leave Corvallis. Just come back for one more season, and he does. So successful there between coaching changes and players leaving. New OC, a lot of guys out the door, but we also are sending a couple more guys into the NFL, and we convinced a lot more to come back. All right, let's do it. Draft results and then transfer requests. Let's see who's going to the league. Jonathan Joseph leading us off. 1st-round pick at defensive end, 95 overall. Great to see. Chris Davis, a guy who was on nobody's radars last year for the NFL, taken in the 2nd round. Vince Perry, stalwart, strong safety of ours, is taken in the 2nd round as well. Those are great landing spots. Matt Sparks goes in the 4th. Jaron Taylor goes in the 4th. My free safety, going to miss him. Joe Evans goes in the 5th, and BJ Burnett also goes in the 5th round. So a couple of guys that definitely got snubbed. Lee McGee, Ron Cotton, Luke Engel, but we also send multiple more guys into the NFL after great seasons. You love to see it. I know you guys just saw right there. We also had no transfer requests. We don't have any room for anybody anyway because, well, we have some recruiting left to do. John McDonald, Chris Henry, and Joshua Livingston are still on the board for recruiting, and we'll get into that next, but not just yet. I'm going to cut this video right here. We'll pick up with the recruiting, with the preseason, and we'll continue on into the preseason, into season 2026. Well, that's the year's 2026, season 7 on YouTube. I hope you guys are excited. I'll be back shortly with that episode. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you then.